Hi, I'm Mindy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my TBR for April, and I have a lot of books that I would love to get to in April because I am doing not one, but two team-based readathons in April. Some of my favorite readathons of the year, and the first one is Battle of the Bands Host Choice, which is hosted by Jake from the Bookish Drummer on his Discord, and the other hosts are Ian the Reader, Nala from Here There Be Stories, and Nico's Book Reviews. And I'm actually on Nico's team, and there are 20 prompts for the Battle of the Bands. I have a book picked for every prompt, but I know I probably won't read 20 books. That has almost never happened before, but I'm shooting for 12, and anything more than 12 is icing on the cake. The other team-based readathon that I am going to be doing in April is Old School April, which is a readathon, watchathon, and activity-a-thon, all about all the nostalgic things from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. And this event was created by Kelsey from Slime and Slashers, and she has a group of co-hosts as well. Amy, Noelle Reeds, Andrew from It Came From a Page, April from Apple and Alchemy on Instagram, Cameron from Library Macabre, Coral from Pretty in Paper Cuts, Elizabeth Sagewood, Kat's Novel Adventures, Katrina Brown, Kelly Hooked on Books, Secrets Read, and Venus Escapes to Read. So you may notice that a lot of these books, not all, but a lot of these books are either from the 80s, 90s, or early 2000s, or they're set in those times. I also have a bunch of movies and activities for Old School April, but I will have another video about those coming soon. But first, the books. I'm going to go through the prompts of Battle of the Bands and then share the books that I chose for them. There's 20 prompts. Each host has 5 prompts for their team, and you can read books for your team to get your group points, and you can read prompts from other people's teams to take away points from the other teams. I am going to read all of the books for my team because I want to focus on getting positive points for my team. And then I do have some picked out in my priority 12 that I will be reading against other teams. First is Ian's prompts. The first prompt is childhood faves. And there's a list of childhood favorites from all of the hosts to choose from, and we could choose any of the series that the books are in from that list as well. I am doing that. I'm going to be reading The Horse and His Boy by C.S. Lewis, which is a book in the Chronicles of Narnia, book 3, and I will be listening to it. I have the CDs. I'll be listening to it on my way to and from work because that's my only CD player nowadays. So I'll have that in the car during April, and that is one of my priority 12 books that I definitely will be reading because I need those audiobooks for the month. Number 2 is read a book with a morally gray main character, and I'll be reading And There He Kept Her by Joshua Mulling. This is the book club pick for the Thrill, Chill, or Kill book club on the Bookish Drummers Discord. And I believe the Chapter Conundrum hosts this as well. And I will be reading this because it's another audiobook. The third prompt is to read a book that's gifted to you. I interpreted this as any book I got for free, and I put in an arc that I need to read because it is being published the beginning of May, and that is Overgrowth by Mira Grant. So excited to read this sci-fi horror book, and I will be reading this one. It is one of the priority 12 as well. Prompt number 4 is there was a scavenger hunt to do to pick a book, and the book that I ended up picking through the scavenger hunt is The Dark Horse by Craig Johnson. This is a Walt Longmire mystery, and I have no other reason to read this other than it was my scavenger hunt pick, and it's pretty short. This is not one of the priority 12, but it may be read. And prompt number 5 is to read a book set in a big city. And for that, I'll be reading The Passengers by John Mars. This is also a book club pick for the John Mars read-along. I think this one is hosted by the Bookish Drummer, Chapter Conundrum, and Ian the Reader on the Bookish Drummers Discord. I desperately want to read this, but it is not on my priority 12. Next is Jake's prompts. Prompt number 6 is a book you've been putting off. I have chosen Fear by Ronald Kelly. This is a great pick for Old School April, and it is a book that I started a long time ago and never had a chance to finish. I love this. I was loving the book, but now it's been so long, I probably need to restart it and start from the beginning, and that's why I've been putting it off. But it's perfect for Old School April. It fits this prompt, and it's the perfect time to read it. I have a goal to finish the books that I started and never finished before 2023, so this is one of my priority 12. And if I finish this and one other book on my TBR, I'll be able to do a huge unboxing of books that I have had forever. So I am really, really going to read this book this time. Prompt number 7 is to read a book set in a prison, jail, or dungeon. And I'll be listening to Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinneman. And this is a book club pick for the fantasy read-along on the Bookish Drummers Discord. And I am going to be reading this because I need those audiobooks. This is on the priority 12. Prompt number 8 is to read a book with an evening word in the title. And for this, I chose the ebook for Nightscape by Stephen R. George. This is a book written in those nostalgic times. It's a paperback from hell type book. And I started this before, but I didn't have time to finish it in the month that it was a book club pick. And I'd love to get some of those off of my TBR that are just sitting there. However, I have to start from the beginning because it's been a while. And it is not on my priority 12. Prompt number 9 is to read a book with military training or war in it. This one, I'm not sure it's going to fit the prompt, but the title makes me think it might in some way. It is called Alt Vegas Nuclear Dreams by Ren Kavanaugh. I believe this is a sci-fi book with like alternate dimensions, and not sure if there will be war in an alternate dimension. We shall see, but the book sounds interesting. It's an arc that I do need to read at some point, but it's not on the priority 12. Prompt number 10 is to read a book in first person, and for that, the pick is The Pall Bearers Club by Paul Tremblay. This one is definitely in first person. It works for Old School April really well, but it is not on my priority 12. Next is Nala's prompts. Prompt 11 is to read any book on your TBR. That's a good one. The book I chose is Stinger by Robert R. McCammon. It works great for Old School April. It was written in a nostalgic time, and this is the other book that I started before 2023 and I have yet to finish, and so this is going to be read in April. It is one of the 12. Hooray! I can't wait to do my giant unboxing. Prompt number 12 is to read a book with mystical elements or written by an Indigenous author. And I'll be reading The Buffalo Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones. Highly anticipated new release. Cannot wait to read this, and I really hope I get to it. This is also a book club pick for the Spooky Book Club hosted by Nightmare Maven, so another reason I really want to get to it, but it is not on the priority list. But this one is probably number 13. Going to read it if I have time for sure. Prompt number 13 is read a book with a character pursuing a dream or destiny, their destiny. And for this, I have picked The Running Man by Stephen King. This is a book club pick for the Stephen King read-along on Jake the Bookish Drummer's Discord. It's also hosted by Ian the Reader, and I will be reading this one because it's an audiobook. I only have 4 audiobooks, so I'm going to get to them all in the month. So that's one I'll be reading. Number 14 is a book with beautiful prose. I don't know if any of these books will have beautiful prose because I haven't read them yet. But I'm assuming that The Sundial by Shirley Jackson will have beautiful prose because I really love her writing in the books I have read. And this is the book club pick for the Death by TBR book club, hosted by Kelly Hooked on Books and Fiber Artsy on Kelly Hooked on Books Discord. Very excited to read some more Shirley Jackson. However, it is not on the priority 12. Number 15 is to read a book with characters from different walks of life. My pick for that is Ready Player 2 by Ernest Cline. Perfect for nostalgic vibes, Old School April. And there's a group of characters in this. A couple of them are from Japan, and there's LGBT characters, people of color, that sort of thing. So, characters from different walks of life. All right. Now for my team, and I will be reading all 5 of these books. They're a priority. Prompt number 16 for Nico's team is to read a book with a widow or has a character who has lost a loved one. My book for this is Julie Chan is Dead by Lian Zhang. And this is an arc coming out in April, so it is a priority. It's one I meant to read in March, but I'm not going to get it to it on time, so I definitely need to read this one. And it's about a woman whose twin sister dies, and then she takes over her identity being an influencer, and then discovers some secrets with the people around her sister. Prompt number 17 is father figure. A character in the story is a father figure. My pick for that is Schrader's Chord by Scott Leeds. And this is about a cursed or haunted record. And he inherits this from his estranged father. With time running out, the only person who can help them is Charlie's resurrected father, who knows firsthand the awesome power the records have unleashed. So yeah, that definitely has something to do with the father. And this is also the book club pick for the Jason's Weird Reads book club on Fable. So definitely reading that. Prompt number 18 is to read a book about past trauma, and my book for that is another arc, Sacrilege by Barbara Avon, which is, I don't know how to explain this, but it is about a fallen priest, or a priest that gives up the priesthood, and he meets this woman and they descend into addiction together, something like that, because of their past trauma. Prompt number 19 is a book about someone trying to help someone no matter what, even if it's not good for them, but a character trying to help someone. My book for that is My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. And this is about a young woman, teenager, whose best friend is acting really weird and she wants to help her very much. And is an exorcism the best idea? Maybe. Another perfect one for old school April. And the last prompt for the Battle of the Bands Readathon is time jumps. Read a book with time jumps, and my book for that is another arc that is coming out in April. That is The Staircase in the Woods by Chuck Wendig. And this follows some young children or teenagers that find a random staircase in the middle of the woods leading to seemingly nowhere. One of the friends decides to go up the staircase and never comes down again. Then, years and years later, so here comes the time jump, the friends are adults and they find the staircase in the woods again, and they're going to climb it and find out what happened all those years ago. that is 20 books. I also would love to read Agony's Lodestone by Laura Keating, which is the book club pick for the Midnight Book Society, which is Slime and Slasher's public book club. It would fit in with Old School April perfectly, and it's very short. It's only 116 pages or something, but that means it's not long enough to count for the Battle of the Bands. So this would be on top of that TBR. If I end up having just a few days left in the month and I am able to fit something else in, I might fit in Agony's Lodestone because it won't take me very long to finish if I concentrate on it. So that is all the books I'm planning on reading in April. The 12 for sure, plus I really want to read The Buffalo Hunter if I can, as well as The Passengers by John Mars. I have been dying to read that forever, so those might be like next on the list for physical books. And, you know, for ebooks, if I need extra ebooks, I have one more arc in that list that I would love to add in, as well as Agony's Lodestone. So I'd honestly love to read Nightscape as well. But we'll see how many I get to in April, and I look forward to reporting back what I actually get to, and hopefully it's more than 12. We'll see. Let me know if you've read any of these books, what you thought of them, and I will be back very soon with another book-related video. Thanks. Bye.